SWC could just take the lead and run away with it.
I haven't seen a run from either of these guys yet, but yeah, looking at the times, Cookiepocalypse definitely has, a little bit of the advantage with his PB time. But hey, I know a lot of people have been sleeping on like submitting some PBs to to make it to lure their opponents into a false sense of security. So maybe we'll see the same thing going on tonight. I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
Definitely, like this will be very exciting to watch. Like I'm expecting both runners to be like very solid in just about everything there is in this game. And starting off, we are here in Cap Kingdom, and Cap Kingdom can be quite interesting. Like one mess up and you lose like what, 4 to 5 seconds already.
Yeah. Cap Kingdom, it's super stable, and the mess ups don't lose you too much time, but they feel the worst because it's all about those tiny optimizations in Cap Kingdom.
Definitely, like right here, like doing the switch, you want to already be basically on the bridge that's going to appear.
It'd be so for those of you who don't know, if you actually are under the bridge when it comes up, it can go through you and you can actually fall through it. And I don't think I've seen this happen in the tournament thus far, but I feel like that'd be the most hilarious way for one of these races to start.
It would, on the other hand, it would also feel like the most motivating thing for one of the runners.
The runner down to the ground, and it would hurt their morale a lot. Now, one thing I want to point out real quick on SWC's, you can see that he actually wasn't jumping through the water as the frog, which I'm pretty sure is marginally faster than swimming through it. Oh, and he gets a little bonk there too.
Yeah, SWC was just swimming through it, and Cookiepocalypse was jumping, which is, I think, about half a second to a second faster in all, like in general. So small optimization. I can't talk today. I'm sorry.
No worries. All in all, the racers are like 5 seconds away from each other in time at the end of Cap Kingdom. So yeah, there's so much tiny optimization that can be done in this kingdom, like we were saying at the start, where that bonk that SWC had and the frog movement and all that other stuff gave Cookiepocalypse that early game lead.
Yeah, it's not by much, but like it's definitely noticeable.
Yeah, every second counts though,
That is true.
Yeah.
Cookie is like, I don't know what, like 6 seconds ahead right now.
Yeah, he's about there. But we're coming up to Cascade right now, and Dino Skip, man, it's a consistent trick, but missing it can really be upsetting. So I want to see what happens to these guys here. Up until then, I don't think we have any big deviations in the gameplay.
That is very much true. Dino Skip, for those who don't know, once we grab that first moon, there is a dino coming up that we will take control of with Cappy, because that's one of the core mechanics of the game, taking control of basically everything that you can find in this game. And there's a trampoline hiding behind, underneath some rocks, and we will use that to skip a large portion of the level and just jump straight into the boss arena, skipping like, I don't know, like 2/3 of the level probably.
Yeah, you skip going into the 2D section, you skip having to go break a ton of rocks there. You don't have to go like around and capture chain chomps to get up there. It really saves so much. It's the silliest skip too. You literally just go flying into the air as a dinosaur. It's the most visually pleasing thing. I love it.
Yeah, it's like always great to see. And here's hoping to both our runners get it first try. Cookie seems to have gotten it.
There he goes. Yeah.
And SWC coming up right now misses it.
But he misses it. Yeah, you can see, because the trick with the dino skip is, at least for when I do it, you want to line up the dinosaur so that he steps with his left foot second when you're going to jump on the trampoline. So the problem here was he wasn't hugging the wall. His left foot didn't step on the trampoline, and that's what got him. He always steps right foot first, left foot second, and that's actually very important with the dinosaur. And it helps when you get that down. It helps really up your consistency with this fight. So that's going to give Cookie an even bigger advantage than what he already had.
That is true. Like Cookie finishing up the fight while SWG just now entered it because he had major troubles with the skip and missing out on stopping the chain jumps in its track.
Yeah.
This
Cookie
is
didn't have the
going to
cleanest
hurt.
fight either, but if SWC wants to catch up, gets knocked out of the chain jump too. He's got to be
This
feeling
is
the
going
pressure
to
a little bit right
hurt.
now. One thing that is great about these runs is that even with an early game like this, there's so many parts of this game of this game that can just like slow you down so far. If they get to Metro Kingdom and fall down at any point, bonk fall into the abyss, or in Lost Kingdom if you fall into the goop without getting the moon or get caught by the bird. So don't count him down and out yet, but so far Cookie's got a strong lead. It's actually really good pace for Cascade.
Cookie is just right now playing really solid while SWC ahead.
I usually split at about the time that the sail puffs up and the number on it turns into the 5. So like compared to what I'm used to like watching my own splits, like that's a pretty fast Cascade and Hat Kingdom for him.
Yeah, I usually split on screen fade out, but this is going to be super solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, 605 on screen fade out is like that's a pretty good time.
Yeah. All right. Now it's Sand though. So Sand has a lot of room for screw ups. There's like, this is one of the most like dynamic levels in terms of the routing for this first month of the game. Like it has gone through so many major changes. Like every week, I feel like you have to learn a new Sand route, man.
Yeah, when the first like I don't know 1.5, 2 weeks, it was almost every day you had to learn a new route. So.
Yeah, I remember day 1 and 2 when we're just still like talking to the Sphinx and doing his whole quiz for a moon because nobody bothered to find where all the moons were yet. It's so silly.
Yeah, that was like super slow, but Sand Kingdom has probably the most route changers in the entire game so far. And
all right, so it looks like he's gonna be starting off going on top of the. Do you think he's going early bird or late bird?
Early bird, definitely.
Early bird?
Yeah, okay. Just for the safety. Like if you miss it,
you're still. Yeah, he went for it. He got it, and time for the pipe.
Yeah. Like if you just miss the bird on Dune, that is probably the worst that can happen because you can lose up to a minute. So yeah. I would definitely
the bird
say
on Dune is so hard. Like that bird is so free.
That is true, but like mishaps can happen. Like you just want to play it safe,
especially during a race. You want to take every opportunity for a safety net that you can take.
And SWC is going for
the shop first. Okay.
Route.
Yeah, I was doing this route I think a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, starting with the shop and then going to the top and the pipe. So he's gonna be doing late bird only, I think.
Yeah, I think he will probably use the warp, the route that warps back to the checkpoints on the ruins. Yep. So he will take bird probably on Oasis.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing that coming up. All right, I want to see Cookie pull off that nice little bullet bill trick. It's so hard to get it consistent, but when you pull it off, it just looks good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
And he's not going to bother with it. Like, bit.
He's just going right for the box.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, SWC just now coming up on the Dune. So he skipped bird.
Oh, got look at how much time Dune. He had to wait for that bullet bill, though. It's tragic, man.
That is very much
But
true.
He's got a comfortable lead right now.
Is he? Oh my god, he almost missed the bullet bill.
Before it explodes! Oh, there we go. I was so scared there. Oh my god.
That was scary, yeah.
So yeah, we're probably going to be seeing SWC do this a little bit differently. He's going to not take the bullet bill to the platform, most likely, and he's going to end up just going for the checkpoint and then doing the quicksand moon followed by the luggage moon, most likely.
Very much true, but SWC nailing the head jump out of the alcove, which most runners don't opt to go for right now. They opt to do, like, going up the ice by going further away from it first.
Mm-hmm.
So neat little time save there. Then again, he is on the slower route, so...
That is true. That slower route's going to hurt him. All right, let's see if we're going to get any more Bullet Bill mishaps. He has the first one with the box over there. Now he's just got to get onto the Jaxie platform with that second one. It's a pretty safe jump, but again, this is another chance where if you miss it, it's a big loss.
But he gets it no problem.
Yeah. It's not much to worry about.
But like, as I said again, this is a race. Mishaps can happen. Like,
yeah,
the nerves can get to
he
you.
almost fell into that purple goop too. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was like close jump off
Yeah,
of Jaxie.
dude. Yeah, this is actually some really nice pace in Sand Kingdom still too. Even though he had to take that small time loss with the Bullet Bill, he's still doing really well.
Yeah, this is a really solid execution of Sand Kingdom in general. Not much that actually went wrong.
Yeah.
Bullet Bill maybe getting up on this tree at the end was a bit slow because he climbed from lower.
Yeah,
than
he accidentally
could've.
stomped instead of doing the dive. Isn't that so awful when you go for a dive and you just miss input a little bit and you
Dude,
don't?
I hate myself every time that happens.
Because it ruins your run when it does. It's the worst.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
All right, so he's globing out of there, tossing it on at about 11:30. So we're gonna see what time he's getting here on this puff up. I'm just so used to comparing this with my own splits.
That is a habit I can totally understand. Like,
Yeah.
I always like do it in the back of my mind, comparing this to my splits, seeing
and-
like little things I can optimize in my run. But this is not
Yeah,
about us. This is
us
about the
just
runners.
studying right now. Half commentary, half studying for our own runs.
That is very true.
SWC did get that late bird, no problem. So he's going to be moving on as soon as he finishes off this tree. But we do have Lake Kingdom coming up for Cookiepocalypse, which is a pretty stable kingdom. There's very few ways to lose a tremendous amount of time in Lake other than on the boss.
You can miss cheap jump.
Yeah, but even with that, a triple jump from the platform gets you right up there. I think it's no more than, and even if you miss it, you can recapture the cheap pretty steadily.
If you try to recap the cheap and don't get it though,
yeah,
and then have to go for the triple jump or capture another cheap if you're not comfortable with the triple jump, that can lose you a lot of time.
That's true.
But I think
he's executing well in this Lake Kingdom so far.
I think both of our runners will do well.
And he even uses the hat cancel. I like that. I love to see the hat cancels.
So the next moon we are going to see is probably one of my favorite moons because it's going to be delivered by our dear friend Dory.
Good old Dory. Coming in and making your life a little bit easier, bringing the moon to you. You ever notice that Dory wears goggles? Like, why does Dory need goggles?
Safety first, I guess. Like, even though he's a water creature, like his eyes gotta hurt from all the salt in the water.
He does have really big eyes too. It's probably like stuff swims into it all the time, I'm betting.
Yeah.
Nails the cheap jump. Oh, grabs the ledge, but that had me worried for a second.
That is very true because the Goombas can come and ruin your day by throwing you off if you climb up.
Have you ever had the situation where, you know how when your hat hits an object, sometimes that'll like mess with the mechanic of your jump dive?
Yeah. I know that, but like...
I'm always worried seeing someone going for a jump dive at the same time that their hat's about to hit a target, because I know where if they don't like get the inputs right there, it can eat up a little bit of it and just have you fall right down.
Yeah, well, he still got it, so
yeah,
we're okay, I guess.
Smooth lake. That was a really smooth lake. He's going to be going on to Wooded with no issues right here.
That's correct. And Wooded has, I think it's one of the longest kingdoms in the run, together with Metro and Bowser's probably.
Yeah, Metro. Whew. Get me out of Metro, man.
I
hate that run. I hate that part of the run so much. The Mecha Wiggler, The tower climb.
SWC also getting the hang on the edge and climbing up.
They're trying to scare us here. Oh, but he doesn't get the early jump dive onto. Well, I don't know. What's his name again? Rango.
Yeah.
I like to call him Boing Lao. He's a lot like Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat because he's got the hat with the spikes.
Oh, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Missing the last hit a bit, but
he was at 1 health too. If he didn't get that last hit, that would have been devastating. Like that would have been, race deciding. At this point, he can still come back, but it's gonna be tough. If he died there, I don't know.
That's very true. And now on Cookiepocalypse side, entering
bunny. Oh, that was a quick bunny.
Getting very quick bunny, smashing the rock easily.
That's interesting. He smashed the rock and then went back for the moon. The bunny drops. I haven't seen that too much.
Really? I do that all the time. And coming up now, one of the biggest memes, together with something you will see later on, spend money. Because that's what the robot says. Spend money. And you gotta unleash.
My favorite meme follows directly after that. We're going to be getting moons by Bustin' Nuts.
Oh yeah, this kingdom is just full of memes, but it's not the biggest meme in the community. That is reserved for Metro.
God, I hate Metro, man.
Then again, who doesn't? So Cookie now coming up to one of the enemies that he's going to capture. This is an uproot, and uproots, you use them, as you just saw, to get up to high place by stretching their legs.
Yeah, and they're brand new to Super Mario Odyssey. Never been in a Mario game before. I love them as a new enemy. I think they're awesome. I want to see them like make an appearance in 2D Mario games and stuff,
That would be awesome to see. Even if it's not 2D Marios, just seeing them in more Marios would be awesome. On the other hand, SWC entering Wooded, having some trouble with the rabbit at the beginning.
The bunny gave him a little bit of trouble, yeah. Those tiny time losses, man. They don't look like too much, but they definitely do add up.
And Koki getting a very solid run through
the quick pipe, yes. So now he's just got to climb that tower, and honestly, Wooded is it's not going to be too stressful from here on out for him. There isn't too many other parts that are going to be massively devastating, unless he goes for the risky jump instead of the vine bridge, which we'll note when it comes up.
The vine skip, yeah. I mean, it saves like what, 1 or 2 seconds?
Yeah, I think it's about 2 seconds and that's with proper execution too. Like.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
if you
very
miss it,
minor
you lose
time
like
save.
What, 10, 20 seconds almost?
Oh yeah, for sure. You miss the amount of time it takes to die and reload, and it's rough, man.
Yeah, in general, like in a race like this, I would not recommend going for it unless you're 100% certain that you can nail it.
Yeah. All right, and yeah, SWC heading over into the pipe right now. So again, not too far behind. There's still definitely room to catch up, but Cookie is holding a strong lead. This is a good run so far. This is a solid, I think, like sub 111 pace kind of run right now, or sub 112 kind of pace. I don't want to be too bold with that.
I think 111 would definitely be possible. Maybe even one. And he misses it. He goes for the. Oh, but he landed down. He didn't die, so at least something, I guess.
I wonder if this saves more time, because now, I mean, I guess the Death Warp's gonna eat up some time. Just use the bridge at this point, man. Oh, he's going for it again!
And he got it. Oh my god.
That was the scariest thing I've seen today. All right, that's gonna be a small chance at catching up for SWC. A little bit of time loss from Cookiepocalypse over here. In the race, bold enough to throw out those danger strats. I respect it, dude. I respect it.
Dude, he definitely went in deep there, and he even failed it and went for it the second time and then nailed it. Like, you have to.
Like if I fail it on the first time, there's no way I'd try it for the second time. I'd take the 2-second time loss, dude. All right, and he has busted his last nut for Wooded Kingdom. No more nut busting for Cookiepocalypse now.
Missing the uproot.
That's actually another
little
kind of
times now.
It doesn't look too difficult, but that can be a kind of tricky part to get past. I don't like I don't like that part when I'm like high stress on a run.
Very true. Like it's easily missable, but like it's still. I think it's still faster to nail it like on third fry than going for the actual route. So
yeah, I think so too. SWC is having a little bit of trouble with getting that busting the nut around the corner, as it's called. That is the literal name of the moon.
Yeah, the nut around the corner.
Yeah.
And Cookiepocalypse. I don't know why I want to say Ecopolypse, but like
I'm in the same boat as you.
He had no trouble with fight against Fjord, which is the third rabbit we saw in the race.
Yeah, so now he'll be going to fight Bowser. If he puts in the new quick hat grab strats, he could save a little bit of time over his competitor, or he can just play it nice and safe, get out of there nice and easily. But the real part I'm excited for is the lost meme tree.
Dude, the meme tree is going to be exciting to see how many.
It's gonna eat up one of these runners for sure. I guarantee it.
On the other hand, like the Bowser, the quick grabs are basically free if you know what you're doing. So he shouldn't have too much trouble if you practice it.
I still gotta learn them. I haven't gone and thrown that into my run yet.
It's basically free. Like the first one is just roll forward, jump, grab the head, easy.
Yeah.
Like you just grab it right in front of Bowser as well. Like
yeah, the first one, no problem. It's when it's the second two that I haven't figured out super well.
The one where you're behind the heads, like in between
and you
Bowser
like take
and
damage from his hats and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, those can be more tricky, I guess, but like you just practice it like 1, 2, 3 times, and you should get it down, no problem.
I know what I'm doing after the race then.
We're going to see if Cookie is doing the fast threads now. So he's not going for the first fast grab. Still pretty fast, but lost like a second and a half there, probably over the fastest grab possible. Yeah. And he's also not going for the second fast grab.
Looks
so
like
I guess
going for the old strats, the safe.
Yeah, the safe strats.
The safe, regular, almost how the game was intended to be played.
Almost. Then again, we skip Bowser jumping around, so
that is true.
Quite.
I actually forgot about that for a second. It's crazy how many. Isn't it crazy how many ways that like have been legitimately put into the game to make these boss fights faster that reward like better gameplay? Like you think about the Brutals and how they can all be fast cycled in their own ways, and you think about how Bowser can be hit before he moves. Nintendo had to have done that intentionally.
Yeah, like I feel like Nintendo was designing at least parts of this game with speedrunners in mind, because they know
and that
about.
Sounds like something Nintendo would never do.
That is very true, but they know about the competitive Smash scene, and they know about like people being competitive in general, and they have taken notice of.
Yeah, they've even tried to push Splatoon and ARMS competitively a little bit, however, not super successfully. But that's another discussion for another stream.
Yeah. So Cookie
meme tree conquered like nothing. Just as that's a huge lead for Cookie right now. We're getting SWC only heading into Cloud as he's already got the first moon and lost.
Very true, very true. Like this is a commanding lead right now.
Yeah, man.
And if Cookie doesn't mess up, or SWC just doesn't pull out the crazy fast threads, this is spelling trouble for SWC right now.
Yeah. I think Lost is definitely one of the places where we can see a potential difference in the run. We might see some time. Oh, almost had a little stutter there. But if he falls into any of this purple goop, that's going to be a chance for SWC to catch up, if only just a little bit.
Very true, very true. And stuff like that bong costs 1.7 seconds. Like, those are small losses, but those are still like losses
Yeah.
and chances for SWC to catch up.
I think we're gonna see our fair share of bonks from SWC as well. He's been having a little bit of trouble with some of the movement in Wooded, so I'm not gonna count the bonks as too much of a chance for him. I'm waiting for one of the big hurting mess ups.
True. So one thing we didn't explain with the meme tree is using that tree to go up and around skips a trigger in Lost that has Klepto, the bird we just saw, usually come and steal Cappy away from you, and in general just being annoying. And by going around, not being like in the area that has the trigger for him to steal your cap, and then activating it by going close to him, the game thinks Cappy has already been stolen, and he doesn't try to steal it from you, and instead activates the fight mechanics, which is him just flying around, and you have to try and hit him. And that's let us skip the getting Cappy lost, and general just go faster through this kingdom, because all we need is 10 moons and then just
Yeah,
hail out of there.
This is one of those kingdoms where you just get moon after moon after moon. Like, it's so quick.
Yeah. And also a neat little thing Cookie did go for the caged bird.
Yeah, I was noticing that too, because I actually still go for the moon that's underneath that stomp platform right before the cage moon. I feel a little safer with it, and he also went deathless under the bridge to try and save a little bit of time on the warp. He did bonk a couple of times, which I think ultimately made it slower, but if that was bonkless, he would have saved time.
Yeah, that's very true. That is what I was getting at. Like, going for the cage gold allows him to basically go for the deathless, which is harder on going for the other moon that the runners go for.
He's had some clean nighttime metro movement so far too. He got the girder sandwich moon like no problem. Getting up to the tower, hoping he gets a smooth one. This is actually a really stunning run so far. I'm glad he's putting on such an awesome performance for us.
Yeah, and SWC just going now for the other moon. Probably going to do the death warp underneath the bridge.
Yeah, so you'll notice that they had separate routes here where SWC went under the platform, and Cookiepocalypse got the moon that was in the cage. So that was a small routing difference between the two racers.
Yeah, and Cookie just having very smooth movement through City Hall interior, putting up a show for us. Really, no major mistakes so far.
Through the tower, it's not too hard or anything, but it is definitely stressful, because if you miss that jump, you're throwing away 40 seconds easy.
Yeah.
And now everyone's favorite boss in the game.
You mean everyone's most hated boss?
Oh, I can't. Words cannot express my disdain for this Mecha Wiggler. He got a good first hit on him though.
Very true, very true. You got
do you use the motion controls to fight him, or do you prefer to use the analog stick?
I use the analog stick.
Yeah?
I hate motion controls. Motion controls were a mistake.
I use the motion controls for the fight. I played a lot of Splatoon on the Wii U, so I got really... I feel like the gyroscopic aiming is a really awesome method or a really awesome input scheme for shooting. And it works really... It's not like as sharp as it is in Splatoon with the tank, but it still like feels pretty good to me.
I mean, everyone has their preferred methods. I really have a disdain for motion controls in general.
You got the nice 2-cycle on that Wiggler. Very good. The nighttime metro is another one of the gatekeepers of the run. Like, there's so many spots where you can lose so much time with such small mess up. So he made it through all the really, really big choke spots.
Yeah. So, very clean fight against Mecha Wiggler, while Cookie is just now going for a kind of not often seen route through the City Hall interior,
Yeah, a
going
little
to the left cliff.
slower, but definitely a little safer. I think he wanted to go for the quicker strats, and when he missed his triple jump to get the height that he was hoping for, that's where he kind of decided to just go with that safe route.
Yeah. So now on Cookie's side, we are entering daytime, and daytime has quite a few moons that can lose you a few seconds. And the first one coming right up right now is RC car.
The RC car moon. There's so many good moons in daytime Metro. Oh, he's going for the new strats. Yes, I wanted to see this.
Wow. He tried to clip in there, but didn't quite get it.
Yeah, he didn't get it. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, using that scooter, if you actually hit the box at the perfect angle while turning left and tilting left, you actually clip Mario in it far enough to grab that moon without actually using the car. Small time save, but it looks so good.
That is very true. And now we're going to see bench friends on Cookie's side.
Oni lands right on it.
Just sitting next to this guy, talking or hearing him out, earns you a moon. What a bro.
Oh, I think we're gonna see a 3-cycle wiggler over here from SWC. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna put him in a really bad spot for the rest of this race. With how well Cookie's been playing, I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it back from that.
Yeah. So, and now the question that I like to ask every time I either commentate a race or get to this moon myself: how do they put out the trash?
I mean, it is pretty absurd. Look at where that trash is. Oh man, he is so lucky he landed on that girder though. Oh man.
That could have easily gone south.
I take the extra second to line up the long jump. The long jump from high heights has a lot more stability in the movement than falling just regularly.
Yeah, or doing a cap dive. Like
Yeah.
I long jump down there too, just for the extra stability.
I also like to long jump from the top of the what's it called? The top of the tower right there. But
To
it
the
doesn't.
pool, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to line it up, so I usually just don't.
And he getting the first try stomp from really high as well.
Oh, bringing the swag out. Is he gonna confirm the run by kicking the cans? No, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
So SWC also just now entering daytime, not going for the Cappy fast capture setup on the first moon. You see, no, he's just doing regular
Going
RC.
straight
He's
for
not
the
going
RC,
for
yeah.
the clip.
Gets it quickly though.
Yeah, very very nice setup with the RC. So, on Cookie's side, we are going to meet an old friend of Mario's, namely Pauline from back in the old arcade days.
So
when
cool.
Mario was still fighting against Donkey Kong instead of Bowser.
Back when his name was just Jumpman.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
Metro is just full of those little references.
Yeah,
People
you can
telling
even
Mario
see the
should
street
jump
signs are
and
named
jump.
after the street signs are named after different characters from the Donkey Kong series. Like you have Ramby Avenue, you have Cranky Boulevard, stuff like that. So awesome.
Yeah, Crew Avenue. And on Cookie's side, we are now coming up to probably the biggest meme in the community.
Oh yeah.
After grabbing the Mecha Moon. And that is the bestest saying, "Oh chap."
Oh tap. Yay. God, I love this guy. I hope he never gets routed out, man.
Same.
I've been scared for a little while with all the like little wacky tricks being found in Metro. Like, did you see the clipping under the ground with the scooter?
Yes, I've seen that. Like,
I love that trick. I'm so upset that it has no practical use, at least as far as I know at this point. For those of you who haven't seen it, essentially, if you take a scooter and ride it on a railing by a building, you can actually bump into a wall. Like you can bump into the railing while riding it vertically or horizontally. Like you're at an angle and everything. And then Mario will go underneath the ground in New Donk City, and it's just so wacky.
So SWC also nailing the first right ground pump, not going from quite as high as
Yeah,
Cookie,
I do the
playing
same
it a bit
as
safer.
SWC. I wait for the shadow because I feel a lot safer that way.
It is a lot safer.
Yeah, you can line it up perfectly at that point.
Yeah.
All right, so Cookie's heading over to Snow now.
Seaside.
It's fairly. Oh, he went Seaside first. That makes sense.
He is doing Seaside
he didn't
first
do
for the
Sphinx,
coins.
That's right. When you're not doing Sphinx, it makes a lot more sense to go Seaside first. I just button mash and hit Snow.
Because we need 100 coins in Snow, and we don't have that yet without Sphinx.
The second shot moon.
That's correct. So Cookie nailing the triple jump up on the first cliff and then the cap dive jump up the second one, no problem. Just executing really solidly, while on SWC sides we're now coming up to Pauline and the Drama Moon. So this is like about I think 2.5, 3 minutes lead right now.
It's pretty big.
It is.
The Mecha Wiggler was one of those really big time losses for SWC.
Yeah, and unless something major happens on either Cookiepocalypse side or SWC side, this is looking really tough for SWC. Because Cookie has just been playing really solid so far.
Yeah, he hasn't had any tremendous errors at any point in this run. This is actually really good pace. I would be curious to see what his splits look like right now.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. And I almost missed it, except not almost. I did miss it. The second O-chip. So SWC now finishing up Metro, while Cookie is almost halfway done with... Actually, he is halfway done with Seaside.
Yeah, now he's on to being a fish, man.
Yeah. And grabbing those coins that are just so beautifully laid out for us.
Right,
along
that tunnel
our
is that tunnel right there is the reason that going Seaside first makes so much sense. I wish it was just first in the list, because I always just mindlessly spam in the menus.
Yeah, and then you go to Snow first, and that just feels awful.
Dude, if he went to Snow with 40 coins, imagine how upset he would be.
I mean, it's possible to recover from like 70 coins,
yeah,
even 60 if you backtrack.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like if it were me and I had 40 coins, I would exclude Captain Toad and just do an extra room.
I wouldn't probably exclude Captain Toad. And SWC actually going Snow first because he has 184 coins. Where did he get all those coins from?
He did Sphinx, didn't he?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, the Sphinx has like I think 300 or 400 coins in the room, and if you throw your hat at one pile, you're pretty much set for the rest of the run.
Yeah, so while SWC is now just basically starting Snow, getting the first moon that is outside Shiveria, Cookie already finished up Seaside.
Yeah,
so...
and Seaside is definitely a little bit longer than Snow.
Actually, I think Seaside is faster.
Really?
I think Seaside is about like 4 minutes and Snow is like 5, if I remember correctly. It's pretty close. Both are very short kingdoms, though.
Yeah, I think that'd make that'd put Cookie at about like a 2 or 3 minute lead at this point.
So Cookie basically one whole kingdom ahead right now.
Yeah.
But this race isn't over. Like, there can still happen a lot of things in Luncheon and Bowser's later on. And even in Snow Kingdom, there is the room with the purple goo where you can miss a jump and just die and lose 30 seconds.
It is true. I feel pretty confident in Cookie for the rest of this run, however, though. He's been performing so well. I don't think he's going to have too much trouble putting together the rest of the run. I'm a believer. He caught me.
I'm still rooting for SWC. You just gotta love and the underdogs in these races. So
For sure.
I'm still hoping for SWC to pull something out of his magic hat. So SWC now doing the purple glue room, having not much trouble.
Yeah.
Not getting the fastest jump up the arcway, but overall still
definitely an
very
acceptable
fast.
amount of time for the purple goop room.
And Cookie showing up that you can talk to the shopkeeper from basically the entrance.
Jeez, yeah, that's so far. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you just have to walk like 2 steps forward, and then you can talk to them.
2 steps.
Like... It's not a no tap, but
close enough.
Close enough.
We'll allow it. We had our refs review it. It's legit.
So one of the rooms that are usually pretty solid, but can go horribly wrong if you just do one missed input. The Goomba room in Snow. Mm-hmm. If you kill one of those Goombas by accident, you have to reset the run. The room, not the run.
Oh, actually, with Goombas, if you step far enough away from them, I believe you can get them to respawn. But it's a timer and a distance to get them to respawn. So it is faster, I think, to reset the room.
Yeah, if you get like the first 2. Like one of those, if you kill one of those by accident, you just reset. If it's one of the later, I actually don't know what is faster to reset the room.
If you're killing one of the later ones, you're doing something. You're doing something weird though, because you're already a Goomba at that point.
That's very true. Like you would have to jump out of the Goombas by accident and just.
Yeah, that's a whole nother time loss issue in itself.
That is very true. So
I love that you can do the jump dive out of these twisters to get like a super long jump.
Yeah, that those are like neat little tricks, just to help movement along.
Yeah.
Save
right,
like.
SWC is going to be moving out of Snow now. Now he has to actually go to Seaside. Let's not forget that too, though. So only 3 moons left, 2 after this Goomba moon for Cookiepocalypse. So he definitely is maintaining that massive lead. The Snow has been really good for him so far too.
Yeah, and he's going for the quicker and longer, also slightly harder jump across the pit.
Yeah, he went a little risky with that.
Yeah, but he nails it, no problem.
Yeah, he's doing just fine. So now he's just got to get that last moon, and then we're going to be seeing him moving on to... It's Ruined Kingdom after that. No, it's Luncheon, sorry. Luncheon, then Ruined.
Yeah, first Luncheon, with all of those Candy Rock mountains.
Yep,
and always
the salt piles.
Candy Rocks. And the salt piles, yeah, very true. Let's not forget the PJ salts.
God, I hate that first salt pile moon so much.
It's a tricky jump for sure, but I don't think it's the hardest.
No, definitely not. It can just be very frustrating at times. Oh, we're getting a little bit of struggle from SWC. Decides to just take the wall jump up there, but yeah, he was trying to go for the quick strats, but the execution can be a little difficult on it. Opts for the triple jump, and oh man, that was a risky jump dive, but he makes it up.
Yeah, that looked like he would bonk again, but he seems to have practiced that at least, getting it. Missing the exit pipe though by jumping a bit too far away from it.
And then doing a cartwheel too. That one's so easy. That one's a free roll into the pipe too, because you're lined up perfectly for it.
Yeah. But having no trouble doing Squidless, so at least something is going right.
Yeah, SWC is still putting together a pretty solid run over here. Just compared to Cookiepocalypse is just executing so phenomenally. Nice.
And Cookie getting cheeseless first try, having no
Hey.
PG salt moment over there.
Nice, man. Yeah, that can be a really morale breaking part. It's not a huge time loss to miss it, but it just kind of makes you feel bad.
I think if you miss it like, I think 2 or 3 times, it's about the same time if you would have just done everything else and then doing it with the cheese there. So not much chance to mess it up either if you want to be fast. And our second round with Spirit now on Cookie's side, and Spirit still being about as free as he was in Wooded. Still probably the easiest of
This
the...
fight doesn't change at all between the two. Like every boss gets a little bit more difficult on their second phase, but I don't know what the difference is with Spirit on the second time you see him.
The shape of the arena. Like the first one
Oh,
is
I
a,
guess.
is a smaller and round arena where he just, like, if you miss the first, like if you miss the quick cancel out of set phase, he
Mhm.
just goes around in a triangular shape, like,
Yeah. Whereas
and
this one's a square and he bounces around
a
and
lot
it covers
more.
more of the area with poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. But definitely the least powerful buff out of the 4 bosses that we see at least.
Very true, very true.
We
Like,
we don't mess with no moon craters.
Yeah, we also don't see like the second round against Rango, which would have been in snow and is probably the hardest of the refights.
Yeah, I'm
Because
really glad
on
that
a
one
nice
actually didn't make
area,
it back in.
if that made it back into the route, I would have cried a lot probably, because Rango is usually my least favorite of the rabbits, and doing that on ice is even worse.
Yeah. All right, and very nice execution from Cookie getting the moon right after in the magma swamp, and then proceeding over here. Gonna go grab that box moon. And the rest of the little this part of luncheon's pretty relaxing actually.
So, what do you think? Fork flicking or Podoboo room?
I'm a fork flick kind of guy. I like
Same
the
for
fork
me.
flick.
I like the fork flick as well.
Do you when you do the fork flick, do you use the method where you can jump off your hat after falling in the lava to get to the Goomba mountain moon after?
No.
No, okay.
I used Podoboo, and I don't do the quick jump, the first one, where you just go like straight towards the door and jump up that with very precise timing. But I used the second one, where you just skip the lava pillars.
Gotcha.
So this looks like one fork flicking, at least.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited. I'm curious to see what he does afterwards too, because I feel like not a whole lot of other people do the lava skip part, and it's so entertaining. Oh, that's
Getting
some nice fork
all
flip
of the
now.
fast head throws.
Jeez, I gotta up my fork flip game. That was gorgeous.
That was a treat to watch.
Yeah,
That was
dude.
like, I
Oh
think
man,
that's the fastest
flicking
execution I've
forks
seen
with
for
the
that so
best
far
of them. Holy heck!
in this tournament, at
I'm
least.
taking notes. I got my notepad out now.
So yeah, that's
And
the
he was
one
gonna
jump
take
that
the
I
Podoboo as well.
don't do, that he just did with the Podoboo. But the second
Mhm.
one I do. So that is very fast.
Yeah, that is really quick. I'm gonna have to actually time that out to see if that's quicker than going through the lava, because you have to take the extra little bit of time recovering your health afterwards too if you use the lava.
That actually, like, but he has to be
Oh
careful.
man, the troll cheese. Yo, if he dies to this spike, oh man, he's at 1 health right now. I'd be feeling scared.
Yeah, but he did it, no problem.
No, he's
so
safe. Yeah, I always take damage trying to take care of that spike top or spiny after the Pammer brother.
yeah, the Pammer brothers
Yeah.
throwing those pans at you. Missing the first cycle for the Podoboo after the story moon, though. that's like, I think 2 seconds lost. 3
Yeah.
maybe.
Small time loss. It's one of those ones that makes you feel a little helpless when you do miss it, though, because you're just like, really? Now I got it. You don't like do anything to recover it. You just wait.
Yeah, it's like, really, you wanna mess up my pace right now? Also feels super bad because usually it's easy to grab that one as well because you just walk forward and do a homing cap throw. But sometimes it just doesn't want to work.
That tower with the mountain at the back there. Such
Yeah.
a non-difficult part, but it can be so scary for the runner to one slip up and you're falling into that goop and losing 15 20 seconds, man. Maybe even more.
Cookie finishing up Luncheon with the triple moon there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say triple moon. It's the grand moon, obviously.
The grand moon. Yeah, come on, man.
Hashtag stream grand moon. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that.
I do like that we're seeing a Potable room from SWC. We can see a little bit of variation between the two routes right now.
And he's also going for the quick Potable drop, opting to go by land here. So let's see if SWC has as much trouble with the switch behind the cheese as Cookie had. Hopefully not, because that scared me on Cookie's side.
Yeah.
Taking a damage, but it's only one, so...
Yeah, just one. He's fine. He's getting over there. He's going to be heading over to the Potable room shortly. Meanwhile, we're going into Dark Souls over at Cookie's stream.
And suddenly we switch games. So, yeah. Ruined Kingdom. You can't tell me that Nintendo doesn't have some Dark Souls fans. This has major Dark Souls vibes.
It just seems so out of place from the rest of the game.
True, especially because the boss you fight is the Thunderlord, which is a giant dragon.
Yeah. Every other boss is a rabbit, right? And then you're like,
Bowser.
Oh, hello, gigantic dragon, sir. I guess also you get, you don't really fight it, but you get to be meat.
Cookie being on the wall there, stalling a bit for height, showing off.
That was fancy. We're seeing the Potable room over on SWC right now too,
which can also be quite fancy if the movement is correct.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's definitely making it look pretty nice.
So far, yeah. Let's see for the end part though.
Takes the damage, but I mean, still very fast.
Not getting the damageless cycle, but still pretty neat.
Man, this dragon feels like such a weird part of the run, surely because of how much time it takes for how little bit of time save there is in it. Because no matter what happens, you have to wait for him to stop flashing to do anything. So
that's correct. The only thing you can do to save time is like jump a bit early on him, take that damage, just to be able to throw your cap.
Yeah, if you have invincibility frames while he's
in the very first
to be
frame
available. Yeah. Getting on him nice and early is pretty much the only time save you have there.
Yeah. That's the problem with auto-scroller parts. There is not much to optimize.
Exactly. But then we're heading into one of the most entertaining kingdoms in the game, the Bowser Kingdom. We have so much room for optimization in the Bowser Kingdom. It's ridiculous. You got the birdless Mecha Wiggler fight with the quick cycles on each of the hits, if possible. You have round two boss fights, including Topper's stupid amount of hats that, if done well, can be super fast. But if even just a little, if he sneaks past you, it can add up to 5, 10, 15 seconds added in on that boss fight. Gets really annoying. Plus the bomb girl, she's not too rough, but little bit of sloppy playing can hurt you. And then with all of that, it has fun movement the whole way through. I really love Bowser Kingdom in the run, man.
Yeah, and I mean, there are like 2 parts. Like the very first moon that we grab is Story Moon usually, and there is a jump that most people opt to take the Pokios, the birds for.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do that without Pokios as well.
Yeah, you're talking about after the
facing.
first electric line, right?
That is correct.
Yeah,
That
you can
the
do that
jump
jump.
that's
Yeah,
clicking up on Cookie's side now, but he's opting to take the Pokios, and
Yeah.
I don't blame him for it because it's just easier.
I like to get on top of the box and just do a backflip from there, nice and easy. You think he's gonna go for the triple jump on the? Oh.
He's going for the jump.
He's going
over.
for some fancy stuff. I was expecting a triple jump on the railing from him. After seeing what he was trying to pull off in Wooded with the piranha plant, man, the vine bridge.
He's just saying, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to skip the entirety of this room and just jump straight over the pit towards the ogre.
Yeah. I always love watching this next area in Bowser though, because there's so much room for optimization.
Very true, very true. Like there is, like usually the first moonshot you collect is the one underneath the cannon, and then you go over towards the flame, and from the flame area you can actually jump over the wall towards the one behind the wall, or you can opt to like go over and you go towards the other cannon. But he's opting for the wall jump. Getting over there. Taking that and then throwing the head. Actually, not throwing the head down, but jumping down towards that moonshot floating in the air. And doing a spin with the Pokio to grab the moonshot early. So Cookie now finishing up the Moonshard collection while SWC just finished up Ruined Kingdom. So he's behind by like probably half of Bowser's Kingdom, maybe a third. More likely a third because Mecha Rule takes quite some time. Cookie grabbing that last moon, and every other moon he's now going to grab is actually locked behind the story. And he's now coming up to the reef fights, and he's going to up to do Harriet first. Let's see how he does on the Harriet fight. It's probably, along with Spirit, the easiest rabbit. Like, those two are usually the easiest, at least. Missing the quick cycle out of her flying around phase, though. And taking damage as well, so not the most optimally of fights, but should still be pretty easy. Getting all three quick bomb tosses on her.
Internet difficulty there, but I'm back.
All right, welcome back.
So how are we doing over on the runs right here? Cookiepocalypse finished topper before Bomb Girl?
No, he did Harriet first.
Oh, gotcha.
And took damage on Harriet actually because he messed up the first cancel of her attack phase.
Yeah, it's an easy cancel, but it can be a little tricky like sometimes.
Taking damage on Topper here. This is scary now.
Yeah, because you don't recover between those two fights. Oh, being at 1 right now, very frightening. See, this is exactly what we're talking about, man. Topper can be a very fast fight, but if you let him get into this hat spinning around the room phase, it just adds up so much time onto the run.
Yeah.
But not enough of a time loss for SWC to make any huge gains on him. Still getting through without dying, which was the most important part of that segment, I think, for him.
So SWC now opting to go the safe route over towards the moonshot behind the wall, not opting for any fancy jumps like Cookie did.
Ooh, and going to try and dive over there and bonking. Probably could have used the shake mechanic to have his hat home in there if he had thought about it. I think it was just one of those things that maybe slipped his mind.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, so, we're getting the glory hole. Everybody's second favorite moon.
Yeah, right after OTEP.
Let's be real. Who doesn't like a good glory hole every now and then? You don't have to answer that.
Probably safer that way, yeah. So Cookie getting a solid climb up the rest of Bowser's Tower and now heading towards the wooden Gundam. So,
all right, I want to see a clean a clean mech fight here, man.
Birdless.
I want to see no more than 2 steps with the first hit. I want to see before the donuts with the third hit, and I want to see before the stomps on the last hit. I want to see this looking clean.
That's some pretty high demand you have there.
I believe in him. I feel like he has impressed the heck out of us so far.
That is a 2-step hit. That's your first wish.
My God. I told you, man. I told you. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in the quick mech fight right now.
And SWC having some trouble on the topper fight meanwhile.
So one really, I'm gonna say this as forewarning for everybody at home watching who does run to this game. When the mech is running around like it does before that third hit, do not move. You have risk of being clipped into the mech when that happens, and it will end your time save. It sucks.
Yeah. That happened to me
he
like
fully
twice.
performed on that mech. Can we talk about that for a second? He got not only the birdless, not only did he get the second step, not only did he get the pre-donut, but he got the before walking on Harriet Stomp too. That was one of the nicest bird fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that was one of the. That was pretty much one of the fastest mecha fights I've seen in this tournament so far.
That was very, very optimal.
Yes.
What could he have done to make that faster? Almost nothing, I feel like.
Pretty much nothing, yeah, because
first step would have been
first step is risky. Is even more risky though.
Yeah, that's just too crazy. That's a lot to ask out of somebody.
Pretty much like the fastest fight you can imagine, like going for 2 steps is crazy.
I was
fast.
disconnected during this part. Did he get the glory hole or is he going behind the fence?
He did get the glory hole.
He got the glory hole. Okay.
And the one on the wall.
Yes.
After the Moonshot's moon.
I think mostly everybody grabs the one on the wall. The glory hole can sometimes be up for discussion, though.
Yeah, the thing is though with the movement to that, like he jumped from actually the Moonshot's moon part, like where he collected that moon. He jumped up to the wall from there instead of going behind the door and jumping up there.
Beautiful.
That looked really slick, yeah. So Cookie, having finished Bowser's Kingdom now, is heading towards the last kingdom with the most time-saving skip in the entire run, the moon skip.
Every time you miss moon skip, it's what, like anywhere between 10 to like 13 seconds ish to reset it up and everything?
Depends on where you actually miss it. Like if you miss it on the first jump, it's less than 5 seconds to reset it up. But if you miss it like if you jump the first time and miss the second wall kick, it's close to 10.
I want to get your predictive fight for SWC on the mech. How do you think it's gonna go for him?
Birdless, 3 steps, 3 donuts, and probably on the second or third step for Harriet.
Okay, all right. I think pre-donuts is probably like the biggest time save as where it like when it comes to like hitting them between steps and everything.
Yes.
But even Cookie over here doing a great job setting up this moon skip, getting the double flowers, nailing it on the first try and everything, man. That was textbook moon movement, or as I like to call it, moonment.
That is very correct. And my first prediction already came not true because
No bird skip.
SWC was going for the fast strats with Pokio, not going for Birdless, which is a bit faster but also harder.
Ooh.
And falling off, so
No!
all of my predictions are off. The only prediction came through was the first, the second hit after 3 steps.
He threw his hat a little early for that first jump back that he was attempting to do, which lost him a lot of height, I feel like. We have a Bowser fight going on over here for Cookiepocalypse right now. Dude, he's on such good pace. He's at 105.37 at this moment in the Bowser fight right now. That is absolutely ridiculous.
This is absolutely insane pace, yeah.
He can definitely score in the 110s. I think he can definitely score in the 110s this run.
Yeah, this is super fast. So
that Bowser almost did jump away though.
The main difference between this Bowser fight and the one we had in Cloud Kingdom is basically fire.
Yeah, fire, and he drops a couple of extra Phantom Hats.
True, but basically fire. Like, everything has fire. Like, there is an attack phase between the head phase where he just has fire spewing at you. His tail is on fire when he's actually attacking you. And if he gets to jump away from you, like in the Cloud Kingdom, he did have like fire when he landed. But on the last hit in the Cloud Kingdom, he throws rocks at you, and in the Moon Kingdom, those rocks are on fire, so you can't punch them. You have to actually evade them. So that is the worst.
Like all spiky and stuff too.
Yeah.
Is he going for 2D skip? I feel like he's gonna go for 2D skip. This man goes for the no vine bridge and wooded. That's the kind of guy who goes for 2D skip.
That is very true. Like going for vine skip, I'd be disappointed if he doesn't go for 2D skip.
Yeah. I think we're gonna see a 2D skip here. It's honestly, it's a trick that is not as hard as people make it seem. It's just very scary because it's such a high potential to lose a minute and a half for the potential. Like, you're risking a minute and a half to save a second, essentially.
It's more like half a minute that you're actually wasting because you start over as Bowser, and he's not going for it.
Oh man, I'm crushed.
I think it's like I'm crushed to see him not go for it on one hand, but on the other hand, I actually commend him for not going for it because this could very well mean he's on PB pace right now.
That's true. He's definitely. It's gonna take another about 50-ish seconds from the time he breaks that wall. Possibly less if he has good, sniping with Bowser and aim. So he could potentially get in the 109s with this run. And as I do remember, he's a 110 PB somewhere around there.
Yes, and getting that sub 110 is a huge goal for everyone who's in that range.
Guys, we are about to witness some hot Peeb action potentially here. I think he got 3 or 4 hits with the fire early on that first pillar. He got a really quick third pillar right there, or I guess second technically.
Yeah.
I am very impressed with this Bowser on the moon business. Yeah, he's definitely in 109 range, though. There's no way he's not getting 109 like 30, probably faster than that actually. 109.20.
Yeah, 109.20 seems doable. Definitely.
That is a spectacular run.
I feel like very good run, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't been commending SWC enough for his run, but just compared to a 109. Oh, he actually stopped his timer a little early, but I think it's around 109.20. That's hard to compete with, man. I've never had anything close to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Still on very impressive pace. So, well done to Cookiepocalypse, taking the race with an awesome run, man.
Yeah, and that's as you said, we don't want to put SWC down, but it's very hard to compete with a run that spectacular.
Yeah. Well, you had some rough business with your seeding too, so you got to know how it feels, right?
It is very rough, yeah. Like competing against guys like Cookie or anyone in the top 25 is just all around a very rough time.
Yeah, because
If
to
you're
get
not
up
an
there, you have
advanced
to have
yourself.
not only like the speed, but the consistency.
Yeah. So SWC now entering the Bowser fight on Moon Kingdom himself.
You think
Let's
SWC is
see
going
how
to go for the
does.
moon skip?
The
I
2D,
don't think he
skip?
will.
No,
Yeah,
I
the
don't think
2D
so.
skip.
I don't think so, no.
Boy, am I hoping.
Hoping that he's going for it.
Yeah, I like seeing people have the cojones to take such a big risk at the very end of the run for such a small payout. I just feel like it's so funny to do it.
It's definitely like probably the most hype skip that is out there because it saves so little and just looks extremely good if you pull it off.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I completely understand everyone not going for it because I wouldn't go for it myself. Like it can ruin so much if you don't get it. So SWC having a very clean Bowser fight, just like Cookie had, and now entering the escape, and we will get our answer if he will do the 2D skip very soon. So first up now is the triple jump though, and he's actually, oh, he didn't nail the triple jump, but he saved himself with an attack. So 2D skip. I'm willing
My
to say
feet's a
he's
little
not going
behind
to do
yours.
it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to either.
Yeah, he's not going for it. So
Dang, SWC, you were the hero we needed.
it's the smart thing to do though. Like
You're not wrong.
I wouldn't have gone for that as well. This is a
I'm
solid
gonna
run.
go for it. I'm definitely going for it when the time comes.
It's still a very solid run. There's no need to waste half a minute by dying by not getting the 2D skip. People go for a 2D skip because they are either like 1 second behind PB or something, or are on world record pace. That's why they go for it, Almighty. Because in that range, you have to take every time save.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with it, it's nothing too challenging.
Yeah, so SWC just now finishing up his run.
Yeah, taking care of those pillars, and then he's gonna have to shoot off.
Yeah.
And I believe we're going to be getting SWC in for a little bit to give us his thoughts and talk about the race a little bit after we're done here.
Yeah. So let's see if he actually does want to do the interview though. Because
that was a really good run for him. He was 14:08 by the end of it. I think that's about only a few, like a 10, 15 seconds off PV pace for him too. So that was a really good run, all things considered, for SWC.
Yeah, and SWC is just now joining us for the interview. So welcome, SWC.
Welcome, man.
Hello, hello.
So you got a 1:14:10 on your timer there, which was pretty close to your PB, I believe.
Yeah, my
you're not too
PB
far
is.
off, man.
Yeah, I was 15 seconds off.
So how do you feel about the run that you just went with? Was there any like big part there that you were extra dissatisfied with or extra happy about?
My early game was actually awful. It took me like 5 tries to get Dino Skip.
The Dino
and
Skip, yeah.
Yeah, that really killed it.
Yeah, it's such a disheartening thing to happen in a race, right? Because it's 4 minutes in, you're feeling good, and then you miss the Dino Skip, and you can't reset in a race.
Right.
Yeah.
But everything went pretty well actually. Wooded was kind of iffy, but after that, Metro I had a 3rd cycle Wiggler, which kind of sucked. But
Yeah.
after Metro, it just went really well.
You went for shooting the 5 homing attacks that come out of the Wiggler before actually going for lack of a better term, balls of the Wiggler. Is there a particular reason for that? I feel like you could have gotten a little bit more quick damage in on him if you avoided shooting the balls for safety.
Yeah, I kind of just got greedy on that. Once I missed the cycle, I'm like, yeah, I know that if I didn't hit the fireballs, it would have actually 2 cycled. But
yeah,
it
I'll
happens.
usually do the same thing if I'm at 1 health, which yeah.
I usually hit like 2 and then go with it, but I just wanted to be extra safe. So
We were talking about this earlier too when you guys were at that part during the race. Are you a motion controls or an analog stick kind of guy for the Wiggler?
absolutely analog.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, more people than I
He's a
expected.
guy like
Yeah,
me.
I don't really like motion controls that much. Even with the analog stick, it's really weird.
Yeah. And isn't
But
it
I'm
just the
getting
worst
used to
when the Wiggler like lines up the already hit balls with the non-hit balls and you can't hit the balls because they're covered by other balls?
Yeah, it's weird. There's times when it's like, all right, I definitely like direct hitted it, and it's just like, no, you didn't. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's really weird. I do not like the tank in this game.
Yeah. So which race is this for you? Is this
This is my second.
this is your second? And how did you do on
Yes.
your first one?
I won my first one by a good bit.
Nice. So you're gonna have one more left, and if you take the win in that one, you'll be moving on, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Nice. So how do you feel about the upcoming one? Have you already scheduled it? Who's your opponent?
It'll
You
be
wanna talk any
Saturday.
Trash. No, I'm just kidding.
It'll be Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, right? Yeah, I think it's 2. And it's
Okay.
against Johanian, I think. Johanian, whatever.
Johannian, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And his PB is like a 119-ish, so I'm feeling fairly confident.
Yeah, I just looked him up. It looks like he brought it down to 117 since then. So
Okay.
you do definitely have a little bit of a lead in the PB. Looks like you'll probably be able to make it out of the groups into the seeds. So best of luck, man. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hope the rest of the tournament goes well for you. And
Thank you.
if you want to follow the runners, be sure to check them out. Give them
Yeah,
a
so
follow.
it's SWC19. That is your Twitch channel, correct?
Yes.
That's SWC19. And don't forget, guys, Cookiepocalypse as well. COO. It's actually on the screen. I don't have to spell it out for you. You got it.
Yeah, shout out to Cookie for PBing, actually.
Yeah, not only PB, he PB'd by a lot, too.
Yeah, really. That was
He got a really good run in there.
good job.
I was just the whole time through, I was just going like, what is he doing right now? Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
anyway,
super.
congratulations on a race well raced, man. You were
Thanks.
so close to the Peeb, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
And if you want to see more Mario Odyssey, stay tuned because there is going to be a race on this channel, I believe, right after us.
Who do we have coming in on this channel after us? Is that going to be Spike and Cyndaquil?
That is a good question. Let me look it up. I think it is actually going to be. Actually, I have no clue. to be quite fair with you,
It's a
might
surprise
be,
race. You
It
don't
might
get
be
to know.
Spike and Cyndaquil.
Spike and Cynical seems to be on Speed Gaming 3.
Yeah, that is on Speed Gaming 3, right?
I don't
Yeah.
see anything else scheduled for 9:30, but I'm sure there has been some discussion. I think we have another next set of commentators hopping in about a minute or so. So we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to stay tuned to the rest of the Super Mario Odyssey tournament, it's gonna be going on all month, and then it'll be continuing with seeds and everything after that. So !SMO to get more details on that. Join the Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent Race Discord and enjoy your nights. Thanks so much for racing SWC and for commentating, Seth.
Thank you for commentating.
Hey, I think we
You
made a
did a
pretty
great
good
job.
duo, dude.
Yeah, it was fun doing this alongside you, and it was fun to watch the races.
Yeah. All right. I'm heading out, fellas. OTEP, and have a great night.
Oh, chip.
OTEP.
Yay.